أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Who is there? How is everybody? Everybody okay? How was yesterday? I know the class was a bit heavy, not as light as we studied light, but inshallah, things will get better. Things will get better, inshallah. So how is everybody? Everybody okay? Did you manage to do the exercise a little bit? Don't worry, not everything is clear. I'll clarify that today, inshallah. So we'll do some practice and also make sure that we understand the concept of light and heavy and also all those things. Wa alaikum assalam, Talha. Welcome to the class. So I hope you can hear me okay and see me okay. So use the WhatsApp. Use the WhatsApp for your discussion. So if you have confusions at home while you're solving the exercise, just put them on the WhatsApp. Walaikum assalam, Sharani. Walaikum assalam. Just put them on the WhatsApp and just ask questions if you have. Inshallah, someone will be able to help. Everyone is there, not just me, and many other people are there, and also some other teachers are there as well who teach other courses. So someone will be able to help, inshallah. Okay, so people tend to shy away from putting a question thinking that you might be asking a stupid question, but really, no question is a stupid question. You just go and ask the question. It's fine. You're here to learn. Everyone started like this, and everyone is like that. So inshallah, just go ahead and ask your questions over there. Things will become clear. We're just at the beginning of the course right now, and this is just a foundation. It's not a difficult topic, and it's not confusing, and it should not mix up. It's just that you need to organize the way you think. Think one by one, bit by bit. Don't think about too many things at the same time. Okay, so if you think too many things at the same time, you will get confused. Walaikum assalam, Suhail. Thank you for joining. So if you think about too many things at the same time, it will become confusing. Okay, so I'll give you that thought process, how you should be thinking when you look at a word. Don't worry if you don't get an immediate answer. If it takes some sort of struggle, thinking, processing, that's how it is normally. You know, when you start to walk, you fall, you stand up again, you walk, you fall, you stand up again, but there comes a time when you start to walk, right? It's always a struggle. Let me give you an example. So when Hazrat Musa alayhi salam was running away with his nation from the Pharaoh, and he ended up in front of the sea, where there was nowhere else to go, he prayed to Allah that help me out. Allah said, okay, strike your asa, your stick to the sea. Okay, strike it to the sea. And when he struck the asa to the sea was parting. Yes, you all know this story. But the point I'm trying to make here is he had to strike the asa. He had to strike to do this. He had to put that effort. Without that effort, sea wasn't going to part. So he had to put that effort. Okay. When Rasulullah was given the miracle of the moon splitting apart, he was asked to point to the moon. So he pointed to the moon. So the effort had to be there. Without that effort, you don't get things. Okay? You need to put that effort, inshallah. That's what you're doing exactly. Don't worry if you have any confusions today, or if you think that things are mixing up or becoming confusing. I'll clarify that, inshallah, today. And you have that support on the WhatsApp as well, whenever you wish. Okay, good, excellent. So let's start the class, inshallah, and let's continue with this. We'll do a quick summary as always, so we are up to speed, and then I've prepared some words that we will practice on. After that, we'll jump into your exercises that you're supposed to do at home, and we'll go through them, and then we'll touch on some new topics, time permitting, inshallah. Okay. So let's make sure that what we have learned so far is rock solid in our head and we understand the concept. Okay, before we move forward, there's no hurry. There's no hurry. I have no hurry absolutely whatsoever. So I just want to make sure that you understand what you hear. Okay, so let's do that, inshallah. Okay, I'll share my screen with you as always, and you should be able to see my screen very soon. Okay. As always, I have my broadcast in front of me, so I see what you see as well. So if there's any interruption, I will probably know. So inshallah, this time it should be fine. I've done a few things to my machine, remove a few things, so there's no problem in the voice quality and the video, hopefully. So you see my screen already, okay? So let's do a quick summary so everyone is on the same page. Okay, walaikum assalam, Imran. Sorry, I saw your salam very late. Thank you for joining. So summary. So what we are doing, we're doing the studies. We're doing the status of an ism. We're doing the status of isms. Okay, that's what we're doing. And what we have done so far, we have done 3 forms of status. The study of status is divided into effectively 4 topics. Let me give you that 4 topics, so you know where you stand today and how much we're going to go further on this one. Okay. Good. Thanks, Ella, for the confirmation. Okay, so the study of status has 4 topics to cover. One is the forms of status. Forms of status. We have done these forms of status. We have said there are 3 forms of status. There are 3 forms of status. Okay, we didn't call them form at that time, and you know all of that. You know it's rafa, nasab, and jar. Yes, you know all of that. 3 forms of status. You know rafa, nasab, jar. This is what we have done in this topic. So we understood rafa is a doer today, but it may be something else tomorrow. Nasab is detail of the action, and jar is a word after off, but it may be something else tomorrow as well. So all of that, and we have also done the terminology. For example, we call the ism that was rafa, we called it marfu. Yes, we called it marfu. The ism that was rafa was marfu, then the ism that was nasab was mansub, and the ism that was jar was majroor. This is what we did. Okay, this is effectively the 3 forms of status that we have done. That was the first topic of study for us. First topic of study for us. And you guys are already PhDs in this. Yeah, you know what is rafa, nasab, and jar, and you can find the status and everything. Then we did another topic, how to tell the status. Okay, how to tell the status. So I'm just organizing this study so you have clarity in your mind what you're doing. Okay, how to tell the status. We said there are 2 ways to tell the status. One is ending sound, and the other one is ending combination. Ending combination. Okay, the 2 ways to do the status, to tell the status, either by ending sound or by ending combination. In this topic, we also studied Muslim charts. Okay, we saw the Muslim charts. Okay, both masculine and feminine. Okay? Masculine and feminine. So we built those charts. We tried to memorize them as much as we could. And inshallah, as we go along the class, things will become more and more clear. You'll be able to get hold of them a lot better, inshallah. Okay. So today we may have to go back to the charts and understand and try to map what's where. But going forward, inshallah, it will become very clear. Okay. So that's what we did in this part of the study. Then yesterday we started the study of light isms. Light versus heavy isms. Light versus heavy isms. Okay. That's the 3rd study we did in the status. I need to indent them right. Wait a second. First study, and then this is the 2nd study. Okay. Yeah. Okay. 3 studies in the status studies. Okay. Light versus heavy, we started yesterday in the class, and we learned how to make isms light. We learned how to make isms light. Okay. And we said there are 2 ways. There are 2 ways. First, by removing the double accent, which is tanween. Okay. And the other one is by removing the extra noon. By removing the extra noon. Okay. This is what we did, how to make ism light in this study. We also learned we also learned the case of al. Oops, wait a second again. The case of al. We also learned the case of al, meaning we said an al on an ism does not necessarily, is not, let me rephrase it differently. An al on an ism is not considered light, okay? Or an ism with an al is not considered light. An ism with an al is not considered light. And we also try to understand why it is not considered light. It is not considered light because in case of pair and plural, okay, ism can have an al, okay, but still be heavy. Meaning the noon is still there. The noon is still there. Some examples we did, for example, I can give you an example. Al-munafiquna. Al-munafiquna. Munafiquna. Munafiquna. Okay? Al-munafiquna. Now, in this case, this noon is still there. It's, it's rafa. It's rafa. Okay? You already know it's rafa because it's a Muslimuna pattern. Okay? It's plural because it maps to the plural section of the Muslim chart, right? But there is also an al in front of it. Okay? Al in front of it. It does not make it light. However, if I had a singular case, wait a second. Wait a second, guys. Okay, if I had a singular case, in case of singular, what happens in case of singular? In case of singular, we would remove the tanween. In case of singular, having an al would, let me just, it's getting messed up. So let me take it to the next page. Wait a second. Let me take it to the next page. Okay. Okay, so in case of singular, having an al would remove the tanween. And change it to single accent. Yes, everyone's with me on this? In case of singular, having an al would remove the tanween and change it to single accent. The rule of thumb we learned is tanween and al go together. Okay? Tanween and al do not go together. Okay? This is not just valid in case of singular, but also in case of singular and feminine plural. Why am I saying feminine plural? Anyone can tell me why feminine plural? Can you give me an example of a feminine plural? Any example of the feminine plural? Let's take a Muslim chart example. Okay. Muslimatun. Okay. Muslimatun. Okay. So this is plural from the feminine chart, isn't it? When you make this plural, with al, when you make this plural with al, if it will become what? It will become muslimatu. Muslimatu. When there's al in front of it. Al muslimatu. Yes? Al muslimatu. Okay? That's correct, Allah. Yes, because there's a tanween. Tanween, exactly. Exactly. Muslimatun would become al muslimatu. So it's not just valid only for the singular, but also the feminine plural, right? It's also valid for feminine plural. And for that matter, in any case where the tanween is, okay? Any case where the tanween is. Al and tanween never go together. Al and tanween never go together, okay? Singular example is, I think, clear. Singular example is pretty simple. It's like Muslimun, Muslimun, transformed into al-Muslimun. Okay? Al-Muslimun. Okay? Any confusion on this? Any confusion on this? Okay? It should be clear. So the ism with al on are not considered light. The reason they're not considered light is because in case of plural and pair, they're not necessarily light with an al. So Suhail, I'm reading your question. Does this mean that the word with al will never be light ism, or it could be, and identification in such case depends on the context? That's correct. So you could have a light ism, but you have to explicitly make it light. You have to explicitly make it light. So if you have a light ism and there is an al on it, you have to make it explicitly light. For example, if I say al munafiquna here, this is not a light ism, but if I say al munafiqu, it would be a light ism with an al. Al just makes things definite. It's a definite article. What does al mean? Al effectively means, let me tell you. Okay. I think that would clarify a few things. Okay. Yes. Al means the. Okay. Al means the English the, right? So if I say Muslimun, it's a Muslim. If I say al-Muslimu, it means the Muslim. So you're talking about specific, okay? Very definite. Al means the. It just makes an ism definite, okay? If you say al-Munafiquna, it means the hypocrites, okay? But you could make it light. You could make it light if you want to emphasis on absoluteness, just like we said, categorical negation. If there's a la coming before it, okay. For example, la, you attach a la before munafiqun, and you can have it light, and then it will emphasize on the categorical negation. We'll do those things, inshallah, in the future in more detail. But just to answer your question, it's absolutely possible for having an al and making an ism explicitly lighter. What I'm telling you is this Muslimu here is not considered light because it is not made light because with an intention to make it light. It's light because there's an al on it. Okay? It's light because there's an al on it. Okay? La raiba is a good example. Yes, la raiba is a good example. Categorical negation. La ilaha is a good example. Okay, so where you have a la and there's a light ism in front of it, where you make it light. So just keep in mind, al means the. Okay, so it just makes things definite. Okay, good, excellent. So that's what we did last time. And you know, it's language. There will always be exceptions. Don't worry about them too much. Just take what you're learning now, and things will become more and more clear. As you become more advanced learners of the language, these things will become more natural to you. The fluctuations that happen in the language here and there. Okay, so no language is 100% mathematical rule book. So there are always exceptions, and we'll do a lot of exceptions in this course as well. That you will, it's very soon, in fact, to help you realize that there are always exceptions in the language. Okay. So what I did was, if you're clear with this, I brought a table that I wanted us to do together. Okay, just so we are completely clear. So in this table, I brought some words, and I've categorized them as normal, which is heavy form, light, and al, and I've just put them randomly here and there. Okay, let's try to construct the missing forms of these words, so we are completely okay with this before I move forward. Okay, so we are completely okay with it, inshallah. Okay, good. So the first word I have here is hafizina. Hafizina. I want you to first give me the light form of hafizina. What is the light form of hafizina? What is the light form of hafizina? Any guesses? Anyone want to give it a shot? Light form of hafizina. Light form of hafizina. I already gave you a paper. Okay. Hafizi. Correct. So it's hafizi. Hafizi. Correct. Absolutely correct. Now, what would be the form with al on it? What would be the form with al on it? Which form am I going to use? Yes, Shirani. Yes, Harun, Suhail, Zaha. Yes, that's correct. So if I have to make it definite, which form will I be using? Will I be using the normal or the light form? Which form would I be using? Normal or light? Correct. So it's the heavy form that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using the heavy form. Okay? Heavy form. Al-Hafizin. Al-Hafizina. Okay? So you see the difference when you have al and when it's light. So al is not necessarily making things light. Okay? You make an ism light when there's a reason to make it light. By default, normally every ism is considered heavy. Okay? When there is an ism that you find in the Quran which is light, you should try to find why it is light, because there is some sort of emphasis and some sort of categoricalness, hidden behind it. Okay, that expression in the language you will only understand when you find why that ism is light. Okay, that just develop that attitude, inshallah. Kathibun. How about kathibun? I want you to give me the light form of kathibun. Katibun. Should be easy. Should be easy, inshallah. Katibun. Katibu. Correct. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to remove the double accent, make it single accent. Single accent. Katib, not Katib Usman, not Katib Usman. You can't put a sukoon on the bar here. It's Katibu. You would change the double accent to a single accent. Okay? You change the double accent to a single accent. How about the form with al? What is the form with al here? The form with al. What should I do? I'm just confused. I don't know what is the form with al. Correct, Sohail. Thank you. So it's gonna be al katibu. I'm gonna make it single accent. Is this light? No, it's not light. It's al katibu because of al. Okay, because of al. Right. So the light form is katibu. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be light. Okay, muallimu, muallimu. Give me the heavy form. Give me the heavy form of muallimu. Can you give me the heavy form of muallimu? Who can give me the heavy form of muallimu? Muallimuna, correct. Very good, Sahab. Excellent. Muallimuna, muallimuna. And the form with the al, and the form with the al. I think you're carrying the crux here. Yes, Talha, muallimuna. That's correct. Excellent. And you're getting the crux here. Very good, Sharani. Yes, muallimuna. That's correct. Fantastic. Okay. Very well done. And the form with al would be al-muallimu. Is that correct? Have I done it correct? No, I haven't done it correct. It's al-muallimuna. Okay, al-muallimuna. Okay, good. Let's go reverse. Let's go reverse. Al-bihara. Al-bihara. I want you to give me the heavy form of al-bihara. Can you give me the heavy form of al-bihara? Can you give me the heavy form of the word al-bihara? Can't tell heavy form of al-muallimu be al-muallimu with tanween in the end. No, Talha, that would be singular then, right? That will be singular. So this wow tells you this is coming from a plural column of the Muslim chart, right? So if you put a tanween on it, where would you put a tanween? On the wow or on the meme? If you put a tanween on the meme and you remove the wow, what is the reason for removing the wow? We don't have any reason to remove the wow. And if you put the tanween on the meme, it would make it singular, muallimun. Yes? Because it's muallimu, it feels incomplete. Okay? So you get the noon. Biharan, correct. Very good. Biharan. Oops, what happened? I need to probably write it again. Biharan. Biharan. Everybody see how I wrote Biharan? Biharan. Where does this alif comes from? This alif. In the singular nasab case, whenever you have a tanween, you end. Okay. Arabic. Yes, Sharani, that's a spelling thing in Arabic. When you have a tanween ending, it end up with alif. It's a spelling thing. Okay, that's how it is spelled in Arabic. What about the light form of al-bihar, al-bihara, or biharan? It should be easy now. Easy now. Okay. So it's gonna be bihar. What should I put here? What's coming here? Al-bihara. Yes. Alif. Okay. There is no alif here. Wrong harakas. Wait a second. Bihara. Okay. Bihara. Okay. There is no alif, right? In the end, there is no alif here. Okay. There's no alif here because it's not a tanween anymore. Okay. So you put the alif with the tanween only. Okay. In the singular case. Sama'in. Sama'in. I want you to give me the version with al. The version with al. Version with al. Al plus sama'in would become what? It will become as-sama'i. Yes, that's right. It will become as-sama'i. Single accent. Single accent. And when you put an al here, you will put a shadda here for pronunciation purposes. Pronunciation purposes. Okay? Otherwise, if you don't have a shadda, you will find it difficult to pronounce. Okay? So when al comes with that, with samai, you will put a shadda. As-samai. Okay? As-samai. But you get the point that you don't have a tanween in the end. You just don't have a tanween in the end. Okay? Now you, I think, also get the point. What would be the light version? It should be simple now. It should be simple now. It would be single accent, isn't it? It would be single accent. Sama'i. Sama'i is the light form. Sama'i is the light form. Okay? Now looking at the next one. Munafiqa. Munafiqa. I want us to just do the al version first. What is the al version of munafiqa? The al version of munafiqa. You have to think what type of word is it, where it lies in the Muslim chart. Okay, is it or okay? And then you can deduce your answer. Al munafiqani. That's correct. That's correct. Al. Oops. Al munafiqani. Al-Munafiqani. That's correct, Suhail. Excellent. Everyone understands why it's Al-Munafiqani? Everyone understands this? Okay? Just make sure you understand this. Al-Munafiqani. Correct. Correct. Al-Munafiqani. And this also gives you the heavy version, right? So the heavy version will be Munafiqani. Okay? Munafiqani. You're getting good at this, mashallah. Excellent. It's not that confusing. It's not too mixing up. It's just the way you think. It's just a thinking process that you need to develop, inshallah, and things are good after that. Okay? So kuburu. Kuburu. What is the heavy form of kuburu? What is the heavy form of kuburu? What is the heavy form of kuburu? The heavy form of kuburu. Kuburun. Correct. Kuburun. Very good. Kuburun. And I'm sure you can give me the light form now. Okay? Okay? The light form is Kuburu. Very good, Usman, Sohail, Talha. Excellent. Excellent. Fantastic. Mu'minina. Mu'minaini, sorry. Mu'minaini. It's Mu'minaini. Not Mu'minina. Mu'minaini. Let's look at the light form of Mu'minaini. It should be easy. Mu'minaini. Mu'minaini. What should I do? The light form of Mu'minina. Sorry, Mu'minaini. I keep on saying Mu'minina. Something's happening. Okay. It would be Mu'minain. Correct. Correct. Very good, Talab. Excellent. Mu'minain. And when you go to al, you will do al-mu'minaini, right? Mu'minaini. Oops, that's wrong spelling. Wait a second. mu'minaini. Okay? Al-mu'minaini. With the al form. Okay? Just two left, just two left. Let's do the mu'mina. What is the heavy form of mu'mina? What is the heavy form of mu'mina? Mu'mina. What is the heavy form of mu'mina? Mu'minan, correct. Mu'minan. How would I write it? How would I write it? Would I write it like this? Is this how I write it? Is it correct? Mu'minan? Yes, Usman, Sohail, Talha. Very good. Have I written it right? Is this the way I write it? Okay. No, so what's missing, Sohail? What's missing? What should I do to make it right? What should I do to make it right? Just want to make sure that you all have this understanding. Okay? So what is missing so I can make it right? Okay? Alif after meme. Alif at the end, Usman, not after meme. After the noon, I think you meant, right? You meant noon. So after the last letter, you have the alif. Whichever word, whichever letter has a tanween, after that you have an alif. Excellent. And then this is going to be al-mu'minan, mu'minu. Al-mu'minat, sorry. Al-mu'minat. Okay. Oh, you meant that. Thanks. Okay, this is the light. This is the al form. This is the al form. Okay. Let's move. Let's play. Insanu, al-insanu, al-insanu. I want the heavy version. I want the heavy version of insanu. Al-insanu. I want the heavy version of al-insanu. Who can give me the heavy version of al-insanu? Insanun, correct. Insanun. Okay. Insanun, correct. And the light form would be insanu. Light form would be single accent insanu. Okay, wonderful. Excellent job. Excellent job. So this should clarify. This should clarify you how things come together, right? In case of heavy, in case of light, and in case of al. Okay, this should clarify that to you. Okay, inshallah. So give me one if you're comfortable with this concept now. Please give me one if you're comfortable with this concept. If you feel comfortable, feel better with this concept, that heavy versus light, and when there's a case of al. So give me one if you feel comfortable. If you don't feel comfortable, give me two. Okay? So I know. So I know how's the class flowing. Very good. Very good. I like to see ones. Ones are looking so beautiful right now. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure you guys you have put some effort in it. Inshallah. Inshallah, things will become much clearer. Much clearer, inshallah, going forward. Please tell me what's bothering you. Is there any specific that you want to ask? Yes. Please ask. Yes, Suhail, what's your question? So if there's any confusion in this, please ask, and I will inshallah clarify. If lights versus heavy is not clear, topics coming forward will trouble you a little bit. So it's important that this is clear. Okay. So if it is still not fully clear, but you understand the topic, but you can't make things light and heavy quickly, that's fine. That will come with practice. But you need to understand the concept, how to make a heavy ism into a light ism. What impact is on the ism when al is attached? Okay. Yes, by default, normally all the singular isms in Arabic are heavy. In fact, all the isms are considered heavy until there is a reason to make them light. There are 4 reasons only to make an ism light. There are just 4 reasons to make an ism light. And we'll do that 4 reasons. One of them we did yesterday, when you have to do categorical negation. Otherwise, every ism is by default considered heavy. Okay? It's by default considered heavy. Okay? So the isms are by nature heavy. But there are 4 reasons when isms become light. One of them is categorical negation. Remaining 3, we will do this in this course as we go along, inshallah. Okay? It will become clear. So, okay, excellent. So what I'll do now is I'll jump into your exercise, and let's finalize the exercise. So we are all good, and then we move forward to the next topic. Okay. Okay, Rasula example. Rasula example. Okay, let me do that in this table. Okay, directly here. Rasula example. Now there's a word written here which is Rasula. Okay. Rasula. Okay. I want you Rasula. Rasula, I think, is heavy like this. Am I right? Is this the right heavy version of Rasula? Is this the right heavy version of Rasula? If you think yes, if you think no, give me 2. Okay? So do you think it's no? Okay, no, it's not the right one. Okay? So what's the mistake here? Why shouldn't I put a tanween on it? Why shouldn't I put a tanween on it? What is the correct form? What is the correct form? So clearly, we think that this is not the right version. Rasulan is not the right version. What should be the right version then? What is the heavy form of Rasula? Rasulani. Okay, Rasulani. So what is Rasulani? Here, Rasulani. That would map to Muslimani. Perfect. Yes, Talha, you're right. It would map to Muslimani. It would map to Muslimani. Okay. And the al version would be al Rasulani. Okay. Rasulani. Okay. Yes. Let me do another one just to compare it with. Okay. So if I have Rasulan, for example, if I have Rasulan, what is going to be the light form of Rasulan? What is going to be the light form of Rasulan. It's going to be Rasul. What should I do? It would be what? Rasula. Correct. Be Rasula. Exactly. You see? So you see, the alif in this case is here because of the tanween. We do the spelling thing like that, right? In this case, there's no tanween. This tanween, in the case here, having no tanween but an alif tells you this is not a singular form. It's not a singular form, right? Okay? And al-Rasulullah. Sorry, al-Rasulullah. Good. Very good. Very good. So let's move to your notes. Where are your notes? Let's move to your notes. 7. Okay. And let's look at the exercise. Okay. And let's quickly do this so we are all completely on the same page. Well, all we need to do is to tell if it is a light or a heavy form. Light or heavy form. Okay. That's what we need to do. So talibatun, is it light or heavy? And you can tell me if it is right or wrong. Okay. So I'm looking at the tanween here. As soon as I see the tanween, I can say it's a heavy form, and it maps to muslimatun. Muslimat, feminine, plural. And it's rafa. Okay, it's rafa. Okay. Number 3, qamisun. Qamisun. I'm again looking at the tanween here. Okay. I'm again looking at the tanween here that tells me that this is heavy. Okay, this is heavy, right? And I'm looking at tanween, and it also tells me it doesn't map to the muslimatun chart. Okay, it doesn't map to muslimatun chart at all, right? It's the muslimun, musliman, muslimin. It's a singular form. It is heavy, and it is rafa. It is singular, heavy, rafa. Ainani we did last time. Kalimati. Kalimati. Now I'm looking at, as I said before, that always look for the combination first before you look for the ending sound. So I'm looking at the. If I just look at this the, I would say, oh, it's jar, and it's okay. But when I go forward, I also find this alif. So I look at the full set here. It's ati ending. Ati ending. I do not know any ati ending, but I do know a atin ending. I know atin ending, and that ending is in the feminine Muslim chart, feminine plural case, right? Muslimatin, muslimatin. That's what I'm looking at, right? That's what I'm looking at. So when I look at kalimati, I can say, okay, it is probably a feminine plural that is made light. Double accent is removed. So I'm going to say, okay, this is light, this is feminine, and this is plural. And it's going to be either nasab or jar. I do not know yet. Okay? It's muslimatun, muslimatin, muslimatin. Right? Okay? It's going to be either nasab or jar. I don't know yet because I don't have that context. Good. Safinati. I'm looking at this one. I'm looking at this one. Okay? It's light. It's feminine, mapping to muslimatun chart. Yes, feminine chart. And it's jar. This is simple. Okay? Like muslimatin made muslimati. Rusulun, rusulan. Rusulan is, I'm looking at this. This is heavy. Okay, this is heavy. This is heavy. And it is singular. It is singular. It maps to the masculine chart. Masculine chart. Rusulun, rusulan, rusulin. Okay, maps to the masculine chart. And it's going to be nasab. Okay, it's going to be nasab. Just verify your answers, inshallah. The Rusula we just did, it's light, it's nasab or jar, it's rafa, it's rasulani, right? This is the form, rasulani, muslimani, okay? Light, rafa, and it's a pair, okay? In the masculine chart, in the masculine chart. Al-banuna, al-banuna. Now there's an al, I can say, oh, because of the al, it may look like light, but it's not looking like light because the ending is una. It's like muslimuna. It's an ending of a heavy ism. Okay? It's not a light ending. If it was light, there would be no noon here, right? There would be no noon here, but there's noon. Okay? It's rafa form, and it's plural, and it's masculine. Okay? I'm just going with pace because I'm sure you guys already understand it much better now, and you have done it. So you effectively comparing your notes with what we are doing here. If there's a difference, if your answer is different than what we are deriving here, clarify. Qawlan is looking at the tanween, it is going to be heavy, going to be singular, it is going to be nasab case, and it is masculine chart, like musliman, qawlan. Okay. Qulubin, qulubin, looking at the tanween, it is heavy. It is heavy. My writing is going horrible. It's heavy. It is jar. It is masculine. It is masculine, and it is singular. Okay. Nisa'u. Nisa'u. There's no double accent here. Okay. There's no double accent here. Immediately I can say, oh, it's light. Nisa. There's no double accent, and there's no al as well. There's no al as well. So there's no double accent. There's no al. So it's light. Okay. It's rafa. It's rafa. Okay. Asatiru. Number 13. Asatiru. I'm looking at the dhamma here. It's a single accent. It is light. It is rafa. It is rafa, and it is singular. It would also be masculine. Okay. It doesn't map to the feminine chart, maps to the masculine chart. It's like muslimu. It's like muslimu. So there is a possibility that this may not be a singular; it could be a plural, which we're gonna do later on. They are plural that may look like now. Right now, that I'm calling it singular because I've learned. And inshallah, plurals in advance classes of this Or now consider it. What else have we got? Ending clearly tells me it's heavy. It's heavy. It's plural. It's masculine. Okay, and it's rafa. And it's rafa. Jahannama makes it light. Jahannama makes it light. Okay. More that's required in this exercise. So I'm going to just do it light or heavy instead of doing the status and everything, just to save time so we can progress. Hadaika, hadaika, single accent, light. It's light, not heavy. Okay. Kawakiba, single accent, light. Okay. It's light. Number 18. Lagwan, double accent, makes it heavy. It's a heavyism. Makes it heavy. Okay. An-nashitati. An-nashi, an-nashitatin maps to the feminine Muslim chart. Maps to the feminine Muslim chart, like muslimatin, right? So, but it is single accent, so light. So it's light. But again, look at this. Look at this. Why single accent here? By looking at the single accent here, we're calling it light, but at the same time, we also discovered there's an al here, right? There's an al here. There's an al here, right? So if we just look at this and not look, it will make us doubt it. Shall we consider it light or not? And that's something context is going to tell us. With not necessarily, they're not considered light. It could equally be heavy, but the context is going to tell us. Context. Okay? Context is going to tell us. Okay. Hadisu. Single accent, light, rafa form. Okay. La ibratan. La ibratan. I'm looking at the double accent. It's heavy. It all this tamarbuta also tell me it's coming from the feminine, by the way. Yeah? Coming from the feminine chart. Like muslimatan. Muslimatan. Okay? Al-mutanafisuna. Al-mutanafisuna. Now it's the same case. We have an al. We have an al. But we have a heavy ending. Now, the context is not there, but still the ending tells us it's heavy. Although there's an al to it, the ending tells us it's heavy. The noon is still there. The noon is still there. Zalimai. It's supposed to be al-zalimaini. Zalimaini, right? So it removing the noon makes it light. Makes it light. Sulusa. Sulusa. Now there's no tanween here, right? It's a case. There's no tanween here on top. So having no tanween but an alif tells me it is not a singular form, right? It's not a single. Can you please repeat Ta marbuta at the end of the class? Yeah, of course. Ta marbuta is, I can tell you now. Let me just finish this exercise. I'll just quickly tell you after this. Okay. Yeah. Sulusani. It was supposed to be Sulusani, the noon was dropped, therefore it becomes light. It's a pair. It's a pair form, right? It's a pair form. '25. Zara'i. So it was Zara'aini. It was supposed to be Zara'aini. Zara'aini, like this. Okay, the noon was dropped, therefore it became light. Okay. Can we at this stage define for ourselves the ism? What do you mean define ourselves, Suhail? So when we say ism is light, what you effectively saying, whatever is in the Muslim chart, whatever charts, feminine and masculine both, they are heavy isms. All of them. All of them are a change in a default state of the ism. If you take Muslimuna and you remove the noon, then you've made a change. So that makes it light. Okay. So by default, every ism is light. What do you mean by define for ourselves heavy and light? I don't understand your point. Okay. Good. So I hope you were able to tally this. I'll keep this in front of you, so you can see it a bit. Exercise to it, just inshallah, before we move on. Okay. Before we move on, digest everything. Okay, so I understand. So uh, it's a very simple answer. Ism is ends with the Muslimun, Muslimani, Musliman, and always. Okay? That's a heavy ism. Okay? Whenever you have a noon sound, kind of noon sound in the end, it's a heavy ism. When you don't, it's not a heavy ism. Okay, it's not a heavy. No, Harun, having no haraka on the Rasula means that Rasulani. It was Rasulani. It was not Rasulan. Look at the Kaulan. There you have a tanween, right? Having that tanween tells you that plural form. It is a singular form, like Musliman. But mean from number 10, that would make you think, okay, why there is an alif in the end and no tanween? That will take you to Qawlani, right? The Rasula, there's no tanween. That having no tanween indicates this is not singular. It's not singular. So when you know it's not singular, find it somewhere there or plural form, and you'll end up finding it in a pair form, like Muslimani. Okay? And you will realize that the noon is missing here. The noon has been dropped. Okay? That answer your question. In your notes, it's written that you have to remove the extra N sound to make an ism right. So when you read an ism and it gives you an extra n sound in the end, it is a heavy ism. Okay, but if not give you an extra n sound, it is not an heavy ism. We are defining it based on how they sound and look. Exactly, that's true. There is reasons, the four reasons when statement. The making because to emotion to the language. Yesterday, la raiba fi. In la raiba, the ism is la ray, the ism is raiban, but we make it la raiba to make sure there is an absolute categorical negation. If you're asking for number 8, it's not a typo. It is given just right. Rasulullah is just right. It's to help you identify, if you check if you can find, it's to help find if. Okay. So is the audio not working for everybody? Okay, give me a second. Let me fix the audio bit. Let me check a few things and I'll get back. Inshallah. So I'm here. Let me check a few things. Okay. Okay, is it getting any better now? Is it getting any better now? Okay, so I have done few things. It should get better, inshallah. Okay, good, excellent. So, okay, sometimes these laptop, they start some processes that you need to make sure your computer is still performing. That's what happens. Okay, let me screen. Something which is not in my control, but hopefully it's fine now, inshallah. Okay. Okay. So Harun, does that help? Is it clear? Is it clear to you? The number 8, Rasulullah. It's not a typo. It's not a typo. It's just written like that. Okay. It's a lighter form of Rasulani. Okay. Lighter form of Rasulani. Okay. Good. Can you give me? Oh, it's okay. Let me clarify that to you. In this, clarify. Let me clarify. So this has to be clear because otherwise you're gonna struggle. What I'll do now here is I'm going to construct. I'm going to write a few things about this word Rasula. Okay. So the thing that we have done in the Muslim chart, for example, the kind of Muslim chart construction exercise. Rasulun, sorry, Rasulun. Yes, Usman, let me come to the Ta Marbuta after this. I'll explain that. I have explained it in the class very, very briefly. Yes, but I will come to that, inshallah. Just let me explain this first. Let me explain this first. It's Rasulun. Is Rasulun, Rasulan. And Rasulin. So this should be very clear. This should be very clear to everybody. What is it? What is this? Okay. Rasulun, Rasulan, Rasulin. It's Rafa Nasab Jar. It's a Rafa Nasab Jar. Okay. Now, if I want to make a pair, if I want to make a pair form, I would say Rasulani, Rasulani, Rasulaini, and Rasulaini. Okay. Rasulani, Rasulaini, Rasulaini. This is a pair form. These are pair forms. Now I'm going to take these two. I'm going to take Rasulan here, this one, and I'm going to take Rasulani here. Okay, this one. Rasulani. I'm looking at these two. What if I take it would be Rasula. Yes, it's the light form. It's the light form of Rasulan. Okay? Correct. It's a light form of Rasulan. Now, if I take Rasulani, and I want to make it light, and I want to do, I would remove the extra noon. I would remove the extra noon. Yes? I would remove the extra noon. Okay? I end up with Rasul. It's a light form of Rasulani. Harun, does that help? Does that clarify? It's a light form. It's not a spelling mistake. Okay? It's a light form of Rasulani. Whereas the light form of Rasulan would be Rasula. Okay? Good. Now, Usman, on Ta Marbuta. So Ta Marbuta is usually used to end a feminine, but not all of them. If there's an ism ending, we say it's a feminine, and it maps to the Muslim chart, which is okay. That's all we did in the class. That's all I told you about ta marbuta. Okay? There's nothing special about it. It's the circular ta with the 2 dots, and it is used for feminine case, in case of feminine isms. Does that help, Usman? Again, breaking voice. I don't know what's happening. Okay. Okay, so what I'm saying is that ta marbuta is used to end the feminism. Okay, so that's what we did in the class. Nothing more or less. Okay, excellent. All right, clear with this. Okay, can you give one example each of light and heavy ism, same word in singular, both? Sohail, don't worry about a light ism that starts with an al. I have not seen one so far. Okay, but I'm not saying it is not possible. It's a language. Everything is possible. Okay, but from the Quranic Arabic context, I haven't seen one so far. An ism that is with al and also light. In that case, it would look exactly the same, like this one, for example. Like for example, al-bihara. Al-bihara. This is the one we did, right? Al-bihara. So what we are saying here, that this ism is not considered light, but we are not saying it cannot be light. The context will tell us. I've not found a context so far that gives me a singular ism with an al and that is also considered light. I have not found one yet. So I can safely say that you will probably not encounter it too much. You will encounter light isms in singular form without an al. Okay? Okay, good. All right, so what we're going to do now is, so I'm going to take you back to here. I've done this revision. Let me delete this stuff again. So what we did here was we said that in the study of status, we are doing 4 types of things, 4 things. One, we're doing the form. We have how to tell a status. This is what we have done. Okay, light and heavy isms. This is what we have done now. And there's a 4th thing. There's a 4th thing that we will do now, which is the flexibility of an ism. This is the flexibility of an ism. We cannot cover this topic today. It's a bit longer topic, but inshallah, we'll continue that in the next class. Okay, when we meet again. Okay? It's a flexibility of an ism. Okay, this is the next topic we will do today, inshallah. At least start with it, and let's see how far we go. I'll just give you a quick intro ability of an ism. Okay. Right? Of an ism. Before I start with this topic, I'm just thinking if I should start with this topic now because we have just 10 minutes left. Let me give you one point on the light versus heavy that I forgot to mention. When you change this ism from light to heavy, when you change the ism from light to heavy, it does not impact its status. It does not impact its status. If an ism is rafa, it will remain the rafa. If it is nasab, it will remain nasab. For example, let's look at the table we have done here. Okay, let's look at this table. Let me take it to the next page. So in this case, if you look at any of these isms, whatever the status you have in the heavy form is the same status in the light form. So hafizina is what? Nasab or jar, isn't it? It's nasab or jar. Hafizina. I'm looking at the ina ending. I'm looking at the ina ending. Okay, I'm looking at ina ending here. So this is going. In case of light, you don't have the full ina ending, but you can derive the ina ending, right? You can derive the ina ending. You just have a ya. And if you're able to go back from this light ism to the heavy form, you will notice that this is also nasab or jar form, right? Making an ism light would not change its status. The status remains the same. In the case of katibun, this is a rafa. Katibu, okay? Muallimuna is rafa. Muallimu would still be rafa. Of an ism. Okay, this remain the same. In case of Bihara, it is a nasab. In case of Bihara, here in the light form would also be nasab. It is also nasab. Okay, it will not change the status. The status remains the same. Okay, just one point I wanted to make so you're clear on this. Okay. The flexibility topic. This is the last topic in the study of status. So once we are done with this topic, we're done with the study of status. Then we have to do other studies, which is number, gender, and type, which is fairly quick, not too difficult. Status is the most comprehensive study in the ISM. Okay, so once you understand the status, we can go on other things. You probably need about 2 classes or so, 2-3 class max. Then we're done with the study of ISM. Okay, then we have understood the ISM, and then things will start to come together, inshallah. Then we'll do fragments and more stuff that it will start. Then you will start to understand the context, because then we'll start to bring the context together, inshallah. Okay, so just few more classes, and then we're good. Okay, just bear with me on this. Okay, now flesh out how easily an ism shows its status. How easily an ism shows its status. Some isms show their status very easily. For example, flexibility is about how easily an ism shows its status. For example, if I tell you the word Muslimun, would look at it and you'd say, oh, it's Rafa, because you're looking at the ending sound. If I tell you Muhammadun, what is the status of Muhammadun? Can you tell me? Muhammadun. Muhammadun. Can you tell me the status of Muhammadun? Rafa, correct. It's Rafa. It's pretty easy, right? You just immediately see it. It's telling you the status, right? Let me give you another word. Musa. Musa. Musa, yes, it's marfu. Usman, why is it jar? Why do you think Muhammadun is jar? It's not jar, it's rafa. Look at the dhamma in the end, right? Now, Musa, do you agree Musa is an ism? Do you agree Musa is an ism? It's not nasab talha. Here, this letter is not a fatha. This is not a fatha. This is not a fatha. This is alif maksura. Okay? Musa, can you map it limb chart? You can't, because it's the way it is, right? It's the way it is. That's how you write it, right? For example, there's another ism. Let me tell you, for example, dunya. 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 Do you agree? Dunya, meaning this world, it's an ism. Dunya is an ism, isn't it? Now, dunya is an ism, but what is the status of dunya? That's how it is written. There is no dhamma, fatha, or kasra in the end. But what is the status? You just can't tell them that easily, right? So there are isms you can tell status very, very easily. There's isms that you can tell status very easily. Okay? Like the first two ones, Muslimun and Muhammadun. Muslimun and Muhammadun. These isms you can tell, okay? Very easily, you can tell the status of these isms. These are fully flexible. They're fully flexible. When it comes to telling the status, they're fully flexible isms. They're fully flexible isms because you have absolutely no problem in finding their status immediately. Okay? The isms like Musa and Dunya, you just can't tell the status that easily. You just can't do it because it's not working out like that. You just don't have those endings that you want. You can't say ending sound or ending combination here. You can't. It's very difficult to tell the status. These isms are non-flexible. They say, no, we're not going to tell you. We're not going to tell you the status that easily. Okay? We're not going to tell you that status easily. Okay? We're not going to tell you that status. This is another category of. So how to find status of such isms? We need to know all of that. Okay? And then there are isms like, for example, I'll tell you. No, Talha, no, that's not the case here. No, I see where you're coming from. So you might be feeling that as if there's a noon missing. No, dunya is a word in itself. Okay, dunya is a word in itself. Dunyani is no word. Okay? Dunyani is no word in Arabic. Okay, so what if you want to say worlds? You would say alamina. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamina, right? So this is you won't say dunyani. Dunyani is not a word. Okay. Now there are isms like Yusufa, 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 or let's say Ibrahim, Ibrahima, Yusufa, Ibrahima, that you already know, you're familiar with. Okay, you will probably tell me nasab. Yes. You just can't say they are nasab until you see the context, because they could be either nasab or jar, which sounds crazy, isn't it? It sounds really crazy, because it is Yusufa and Ibrahima having a fatha on them. Why are they not nasab and jar? But that's the way it is, and I will tell you why is that the case. And these kinds of isms are called partly flexible. Partly flexible. Correct, Harun. Yusufu, Yusufa, Yusufa. That's correct. That's correct. These isms would look exactly the same when they are in nasab or jar form. They would look the same when they are in nasab or jar form. Okay. So what we will learn in flexibility, inshallah, in the next class, not this class. I'm just giving a quick intro here. So we will learn how can we identify the status of isms which are fully flexible, non-flexible, or partly flexible. Okay, how easily an ism shows its status to you is what flexibility of an ism is. Okay, if it is showing you status without any problems, mapping perfectly on the Muslim charts, it's a fully flexible ism. If it is absolutely not showing you the status, absolutely not showing you the status, like Musa or Dunya, it is a non-flexible ism. And if it is sometimes showing you and sometimes not, for example, in case of Yusufa and Ibrahima, they could either be nasab or jar, and you need some context to find that status, then that will be partly flexible isms. Okay, we will inshallah do that in the next class. Okay, do it. Just giving you an intro. So, and after this flexibility topic, we will complete our status studies, which is one in your study of ism, inshallah. Okay, and then there are a few others, numbers and genders, which you already have been touching. For example, when you say Muslimuna, you already know it's plural. Muslimani, you know it's pair. So number is about what is singular, plural, and pair. You have already touched on these topics, so they should not be too difficult for you now. Also, the gender part, you have already touched that in the feminine chart, for example, and also the masculine chart. You know Muslimatun and Muslimun. You know the difference. There's one masculine and the other is feminine. Okay, so inshallah, I will share everything with you that we have done in the class today. And in the next class, we will continue flexibility of an ism. Okay. I would encourage you to please use the WhatsApp group. Please make use of your WhatsApp group. It's going to help you. It will really help you. Don't shy away from putting forward your question, inshallah. All of us are here to learn, and all of us are here to make mistakes. Let's make mistakes. Don't shy away from them, and inshallah, things will become cleaner and clearer at the same time. Okay. Thank you very much for joining. I will share everything. The recording will be available to you. Sorry for the technical trouble. Hopefully, inshallah, it will get better. I'll try to look into this. Inshallah, try to revise what we did. Get hold of the Muslim charts and also the light and the heavy ism concepts. And inshallah, in the next class, we'll cover the flexibility, and then we're done with the status, inshallah. Okay? So until next time, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah for joining.